Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn, and I have a few reads for you today. It's just some random reads I've been doing. One of them I think is the normal setup that I do. Well, we'll see. I'm not even sure if that's true. But there's definitely some random reads here and messages like galore in between. If you haven't checked out my Instagram post, please do. There was some very significant and activating messages this week. I just posted a few. They're just, even if you don't understand them, allow it in, because I promise you it will activate you. Okay, so we're starting back on the 25th here through today, and this, when I get to this read, I'll tell you I'm on this read. Let me remove the bowl here. I was just meditating for a message for you guys to see what was coming up. And I was first seeing a little boy, a very little boy, with a cap on. And he looked like he was doing something or getting ready, preparing for something to go, but he was talking to someone. But he was very young with a little cap on. I could just see the brim of this little cap like a little boy would wear. And then as he's talking and he's doing whatever he's doing, I want to say packing. And I'm seeing an eye now that in something at the window. I was just seeing an eye on the ceiling in a random picture that got taken in my bedroom this morning. So I guess eyes are everywhere. Wow, the eye I'm seeing in front of me is really beautiful, actually. It's very soft and sweet. But this little boy, which maybe that's referencing this little boy, he seems very grown up. Right? Maybe like 5 years old or something like that, but he seems very grown up. He's got this little cap on, and as he's working and packing something, I can't see what he's doing, but perhaps putting stuff in the back of a car or something like that. All of a sudden, he's a little bit bigger, and he's wearing a brimmed hat with a feather in it, like a feather in your cap type of energy, and I was getting that he's taking the show on the road. So there's definitely a divine masculine energy attached to that. So if that means anything to you, please let me know below. But I am getting that energy of he actually seemed more mature as the little boy, and it was like he was letting go of that, like softening up as he got older, and is now allowing himself to take the show on the road. Very interesting. So back on the 25th, and today's the 30th, there was an entry from Gematria that came up that was the 50th entry, and it was the word list. And for whatever reason, I was guided to break it down. And so I rearranged the letters to see what I could find, and one of the first things that came up from the word list was one of the things came up. Worth, logarithm, base 2 ties came up. The sword lit. Stellar with. So again, there's this energy of star and swords and truth, and the star destined to turn and rise infinitely. And then this world beautiful. All of those combinations came through from the word list. And then Stainthorpe, as is the place in England, Stainthorpe riddles came up, but riddles with a W also came up. And this, under what I was looking at for Gematria, the Star of Sirius came up, the Angel in the Church of Philadelphia, Harmonization, Albert Einstein came up, 3-5 and 5-3, Bridge Currency, some interesting stuff came up. Master of Light, and Michael the Archangel, just some of them, because I was looking at a lot of the entries from that. And let's see here. Okay, and then we start on the 26th. And this is a random pull I did with the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. And here's the picture of that read. Okay, so it's just the SIRIAN STARSEED deck, and it's just pulled in the order that it came out. with the underlying energy to the left, and then the Rider-Waite minis to clarify. Okay, so this is the first read we're going to look at. So that was Sunday going into Memorial Day, Monday. And there's a lot of stuff that was coming up, but I did a lot of posts on my Instagram, so I don't want to repeat that because a lot of it is very detailed and complicated. And you really should, you know, sit and look at it if you want to. So this read, the SIRIAN Starseed pull, the underlying energies, we had the Emperor and the Three of Swords reversed with the Ace of Wands upright, the King of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles both upright with the Knight of Swords reversed, the Ace of Swords upright with the King of Wands reversed, and then the Sun reversed, which is all coming up from the underlying energy. As the Emperor reversed, and this was at 6:23 to 6:31 when I pulled these, which is the Lovers and the King of Wands again, and then the 31, which is the Five of Wands. The Emperor reversed, getting over disappointment, forgiveness, or apologizing with new passion. As the King of Pentacles, with a friendly offer that could get shut down, perhaps by that Knight of Swords reverse, perhaps with the Truth to, or by the King of Wands reversed, who's very drained or sick, or an ego thing here and pissed off. Perhaps mixed messages here, or the Knight of Swords reversed shut down the Knight of Pentacles upright before they could get to the King of Wands reversed with the Truth, or before sundown. Or the King of Pentacles proposing they stay quiet to hear all the information, or the whole truth to the King of Wands reversed, who's sick and tired, or with Leo in their chart and not in the mood, or the King of Pentacles upright with their kids for a visit, and the King of Wands reversed is not in the mood for that. Perhaps they didn't call before they came. After presently letting go and coming out to fix something, or fix something up, or make amends, or preparing a gift at work, or on their way out the door, and I'm getting the images of the little boy, right? He's busy right now. Maybe he was telling someone, I can't visit with you, I have to go. They're on their way out the door to work when they arrived. Or waited and went back to work to align or get to the truth of the King of Pentacles, or to triumph over the King of Pentacles before he leaves, as the Dark Knight is to face the wounded warrior, which could be within themselves as well, who's dissatisfied with them or the King of Wands reversed, didn't get their way, and their ego is lashing out, or he's gone silent. And that was at 7:02 to 7:03, which is the Chariot, and then the High Priestess and the Empress. So also in the underlying energy is, from the clarifiers, is the Nine of Pentacles reversed with the Four of Swords upright, the Ten of Pentacles upright, the Ten of Cups upright, all right? So the two families, Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, are both upright side by side. The Ten of Swords is reversed, which is good, right? That's the letting go of that painful cycle. And then the Knight of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles upright, the Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups reversed, or blissfully silent, powerless at rest, in 5D connection with the Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups families, or communities, or businesses of wealth and emotional wealth. This bliss here in holding back an announcement or delivery to assess the worth of an invite or an opportunity. The Page of Pentacles studies getting over their loss, regret or grief, or budgeting, no more retail therapy, starting anew with the power in their hands and over it, or deciding how much to spend on a special purchase here. So there could also be here the King of Wands reversed with Aries and Leo both reversed, possibly here, not happy with his financial advisor's investments, or a visit at a hospice or someone on their deathbed and giving their last words or last rites. As a transition through the portal, as we start off here, transition through the portal, adios to the Empress, no longer working with the King of Wands reversed, Or did the King of Pentacles steal the Empress away from the King of Wands reversed? Or the King of Wands feels Mother is playing favorites here. Or the King of Wands could be mad they have to work on a holiday, or sort out some information that wasn't clear on his end. Or the King of Wands getting his ducks in a row at work before quitting and not wanting to tell anyone until his ducks are in a row. With Scorpio and Capricorn and Taurus upright, with the Aries reversed and our Leo reversed King of Wands. Perhaps outside the E tower, dying of heat, and now the Seven of Pentacles upright is reaping rewards of their efforts after out of choices suddenly, or made a choice of path and suddenly all sorts of choices open up to them, or now happy with the results, admiring the arrangement or choices, synchronicities or heaven in their eyes, after weathering the storm, forgiveness or apologies, all better at home, or ready for a celebration or party, or on a quest, playing games or sports, and got injured or cold on a walk after the game, and the Knight of Wands reversed may be paralyzed all of a sudden, seeing the Queen of Cups right in front of them. Perhaps they stopped dead in their tracks, or fell off the wagon in front of the Queen of Cups, hung out to dry, or two at night, perhaps romantic, or the Empress and the Queen of Cups, both with fiery guys, the King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed. Or the ladies trying to get them to work it out, or a family meeting after work to deal with a death or an ending, or Scorpio and Cancer, or King of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, or the King of Pentacles, Scorpio, and Mother getting the King of Wands reversed to go see the Queen of Cups, a water sign, whether a personal thing or a job. Perhaps the Queen of Cups was left high and dry, but she is upright here, with delay after delay, but patient and quiet, with the Queen of Wands upright, whose anxiousness has been released here, or anxieties, or Capricorn, Cancer, or Pisces, and Pisces, Virgo, Queen of Wands, or this could be sisters as well, released by lover, or loved it, or Gemini, uncomfortable facing fears at night, or lovers or those with affection, may be scared of the dark, or guarding one-to-one time at night, so they must leave by sundown to perform and get the information out, or balancing act to gain clarity and make a decision, or be clear with their choices here at 733, which is the Chariot and the Christ vibration. Justice is upright with the Three of Wands upright, finding truth and balance in the moment. The Fool is free from the Six of Cups reversed, perhaps losing patience or fallen angel or kids off the hook, and free after giving the Emperor reversed a gift, or after falling out with Aries upright, Sag reversed, and gifting time, money, or effort to the Emperor reversed, which could be a parent or grandparent who's not well or got injured, or perhaps someone who just retired and has nothing to do, or after a long death process, kids finally off the hook. Maybe they had to take care of someone for many years. And the Queen of Swords upright with a handle on the truth, after suffering silence or dealing with a sister and the inequity, made magic in a wake-up call. Or the Magician with all the right tools and music to boot. Or the Queen of Swords telling the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups reversed, with the Hermit reversed, to get back to work. Or Gemini, Virgo, and Aquarius all upright, making the call or calls, calling the shots, as the Page of Wands is excited to come out with the Knight of Cups reversed, feeling jealous or rejected, or perhaps they're an emotional type player there, or the Queen of Swords doesn't want them out with an emotional player, or kids have to watch the Hermit reversed grandparent with dementia or someone who's not doing well when they actually want to go to a party, right? Because it's a weekend holiday. But the Page of Wands reversed keeps pushing for them to come, or doesn't take no for an answer, offering new passion and love, grounding and integrating under the radar, stuck defending themselves and coming clean, or getting kids to clean up their mess. Also could be someone feeling like a failure without a car, or blocked because of a mess left, or a falling out in the past, or bad memories of childhood. Justice of a slowdown for the Knight of Pentacles upright, to approach out-of-control kids with establishment, or Taurus upright, or two young kids who want to get married, but maybe they're too young. Could be pets here as well. Libra upright and Libra reversed, Leo reversed, Taurus and Aquarius, and another Leo upright here with Pisces reversed, Libra upright and Taurus or Judge and commitment, or one wants a divorce and the other wants to stay married, as the Page of Swords reversed could be, it could be a mouthy Aquarius or someone lying or spying or spreading rumors that have gotten around the neighborhood and wants to see Pisces reversed, and their pet or their world upside down trying to tame the beast, or issues with someone's pet off the leash, that can be both, as the King of Cups reversed with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups all reversed, whether they're kids or pets. The Queen of Swords is upright, cracking the whip with the King of Swords upright and the Queen of Pentacles upright, or the two couples burdened having to come together, or the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright, and their lawyers, perhaps enjoying themselves or with reason to celebrate, maybe finally finishing something. There's several 3 cards in this read, so there definitely could be third-party issues, mainly fire, water, and Libra. Transition and romance, or someone or something passes as night falls, or somebody could be sitting Shiva here as well. And the 2 ships, as someone passes, could be 2 ships passing in the night as well. Scorpio, Cancer, and Libra in the main read, with the Queen of Swords upright and the 6 of Cups reversed with the Knight of Wands reversed, could be Pisces reversed, Cancer reversed, grandkids, kids of the King of Cups reversed. And will the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles deal with socializing? It could be a graduation party where the parents aren't together or not getting along and they have to be in the same place at the same time for the kids. That could be coming up. So then, and this is still on the 26th, House of the Rising Sun came up, so New Orleans could be coming up. And then I also noticed I have a painting from New Orleans before it got destroyed, so there's something about that coming up. And also I realized that my moon is, when I was writing this, I was getting, well, my moon, it is in the 7th house. It's in my 7th house, which is cardinal. And then Jupiter aligns with Mars here. But this was just for me personally. But this came up again today in my message on Instagram for everybody, so you need to read that. My moon was in the 7th house, and then Jupiter was coming together as aligning with Mars because they were both cardinal, not because of the aspecting, because it has to do with leadership. And then we get the energy of then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. And there was this energy of will and the ox or steer, which is kisses and hugs, which was coming up as will and grace. And then, as I said before, May 27th came up as a very significant day. It was coming up as moon gate, or actually double moon gate. And moon gate are those big those stone circles that you put in the garden. And it made me think of a certain place in Bermuda, on the water actually. And of course the Bermuda Triangle there. And it was coming up as 527. 5 is like the S, and then 27 for me is Vesica Pisces. It's the Q of the 2 and the 7 of the boomerang, which together make the Vesica Pisces. And then 2024 comes up as the 2 2s or Qs, and so it's QOQ and then 4, which is also a flag. So it's coming up 4th quarter, the squared heart, 4th quarter, where the squared heart is the open book, which is the living library, the Akashic Records, and this energy of start to finish here with something I think I showed you already was how the Vesica Pisces with the Taurus and the Trident were coming up as the arc in these pictures here, which I think I showed you last video. And then there was a lot of stuff coming up about the Bose-Einstein condensate came up because it's the next state after the plasma state. So the plasma state's considered the 4th state, like water going from ice, liquid to vapor. And then the 4th would be plasma, but then the Bose-Einstein condensate is the other direction, which then wouldn't requires much upkeep, right? Because the plasma requires energy to keep it going, where the condensate didn't. But I don't understand it fully, so it's a little bit over my head. But so when I was reading about that, the photon spin was coming up with the different photons, the bosons and fermions, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them right, but that's fine. But they're different in that one, the bosons include photons whose spin is 1, and I was looking at gamma waves, and one tends to avoid each other. And the other one are in the same energy state. So again, there's that duality kind of energy, or coming to the middle to be the same. Superfluidity was coming up, and superconductivity. But you can read all about that. I was just getting it from Botanica, the information on it's the acronym is B as in boy, EC, Bose-Einstein, condensate, and I was getting, with Bose I was getting B rock, and then 1 rock. And so there's all this stuff that was coming up around the word Einstein and the Bose-Einstein condensate, because Einstein is Ein, ST is path, and then EIN. And there were some similar definitions to Beck and Bose, or OZ, after B, and B, capital B, is also 13 of transition. And under Bose, striking the ground to sound what's beneath it, that tinkering or tink, to hear what kind of sound comes up under the ground to see what's there, brought up ringing rocks. And Beck Bose was also coming up as B arc, or the temple arc, which had just come up for me in that drawing. And so Einstein literally is 1 to 1, which is the H. And then it came up as tink tink with the ringing rocks, and then stink 13, which is transition, to stink to stink, path and energy to path and energy. And so here we have the leap to leap, the 1 to 1, the letter H, and then H to H. Sophia's tink, metal sound to unknot or think, and HH stands for His Holiness, or His or Her Highness, Hamburg, helicopter, heavily hinged. But then the term H-hours also came up, which represents holy hour or 0 hour. And then OH-OH was also coming up, which then brought us to the 2 pies, right? The 2 circles next to each other with the lines down the middle, which are connected by the H's line in the middle, which is H on the infinity. And then brings up H2O, even though it's not 2 H's, it's 2 O's. It's written as H and 2 O's. So then we have, with that, we have 1111, because we have the 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, H to H, which is 1111, and then the 3 zeros of enlightenment in between, in the spaces between. To be the light bulb or the arc, to be the rock, and transition OC, which is from the O of the human embodiment of Source, to that leap of faith to Source, 1 to 1, to be arc with or, 1 to 1, and then ringing rocks and rolling stones was coming up, singing and dancing, blocks and balls, rock and roll, and then following along, remember the bouncing ball? I might be dating myself because I haven't done that in a long time. And then words, and again, the energy of words and music of a song. To be one equal and congruent on the whispering bench, stink to stink, BO, sudden event. Again, transition of the human embodiment. One equal and congruent in, and one equal and congruent in. Temple in to temple in, or templin. Temp means to stretch, to put, or bow. Bowstring, saddle, to measure open space. To bow in, saddle up, measure down in open space from both sides. And then high noon was coming up, as well as the heartbeat. Again, because the heartbeat literally means spring up and waterfall. And then saline was coming up, which is saline, and line is the two dots with an arc between them. So now we have H to H being the holy hour, and this is at 1:55, where we have the circle, one circle with an H inside of it, and then one circle with the H outside of it, which looks like a dinner setting with a plate in the middle. This salt, so the circle with the line across is salt, which is coming up here, and the horse in the stall. Shift Alt or Mr. Ed in path of all, or one connected to 2, which is 1, 1, one connected to 1, 1, which is 2, aligned, one aligned with 1, 1 equals 1, 1, 1, which then brings up the 4 ones that I just described, and parentheses, right? Because the pi, if you split it in 2, is a D and then a backwards D, which represents parentheses, because remember the 2 dots is an arc between the 2 dots, or a straight line, because there's no real straight lines. So it was just all coming back to the 1111, and then there was a Masonic symbol that came up. And there was this reference to a symbol, oh, I couldn't find this, all right? So a circle with 2 lines in it, like the number 11 inside of a circle. There was only one picture that came up to see what that symbol meant. And it looked like it was something in the Masons, and the page that described it, there was a little bit of a header, but then when you opened it, it was gone. So there's something about that symbol, that circle with number 11 inside of it. So shared space, and then the gas bladder came up, which is Vesica Pisces, literally means fish bladder. And it's a bladder that helps you levitate, basically, right? Because it allows the fish to determine how much air was inside of them, to levitate them to the surface, or less air and make them sink down lower. And I was getting the bubble phased array, and again bringing us back to the plasma being heated up, and then the Bose condensate being cooled way down. All right, so that was all coming up. And then on the 27th, I was continuing with this, the salt water. Well, this was on the 27th, which is Monday. The salt water spring up like the heartbeat, and the waterfall being the fresh water coming down in the heartbeat. And then the saline again was coming up, which is saline or say arc with electrolytes, was coming up with as electrolytes, and the fermions, so the Bose condensate was coming up again, the Bose-Einstein condensate. And then in this example of that, measured by wave matter, that are almost, so they can measure the stuff now because they can get it almost up to what we are used to measuring regarding matter. It's not too small. It's almost macro. And then talking about matter, which is mother, and pattern being father, which came up somewhere else as well. And then we have H to H, and the example came up with helium. And there's a 3 helium, He, he, and 4 helium, He, which was coming up as the 3 and 4 of the Emperor and the Empress, the mother and father, the maternal and paternal, or matter and pattern, with opposite spins, D on one side and D on the other, because D represents the planet not spinning. So again, and I gave you those 2 examples, right? One, they don't like to be near each other, and the other ones who are the same. And here they're talking about opposite spins, right? They spin in different directions. They hover, and again, that energy of a hovercraft or hover engine with a bidirectional spin, which is that twin flame energy. As helium lightens the air and sodium electrifies the lights, right, like electrolytes, H to H and H2O, 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, then brings the Vesica Pisces together with that H line still in the middle, which then becomes the eye opening up of that Easter egg that I've showed you before, of the 2 toroidal fields coming together. So now we have the salt. Salt is the circle. So here's just a picture of what I was just talking about, okay? And then here we have salt, and they look like two eyes with a nose in the middle. So the salt springs and leaps up, and the fresh water fall to freeze. Eye to eye, one sleeping prophet, salt to salt. And then gamma waves were coming through again. And they represent 25 to 140 hertz, where 40 hertz is the level they usually like to play with for memory and perception. And gamma is F, the capital letter F is like digamma because it's that shape. It used to be the other direction, the gamma wave, and it was GAMA, now it's GAMMA, and like the capital letter F, which also represents the twin flame energy. Formation of coherent unified perception came up with that. And that was, again, just stuff from Wikipedia regarding gamma waves and the Bose-Einstein condensate. Photons are absorbed by matter, liquid, and heat. The sun, like the sun, warms the earth. Photons are patterns absorbed by mother. His light heats mother, warms her up. So then it took me back to soul and Sophia. So L and so phi, which phi is 1.618 of the golden ratio. And they're not exact, but it's approximate. So here's this spiral energy, and then the L is light. So we have light, and Sophia is the love energy. And Adelphi has to do with siblings, and Delphi has to do with dolphins. So there's all this very loving energy that comes up in that. And then, of course, Philadelphia, which is Philadelphia. So Phila was coming up as B, Del, Phia, which comes up as A. The lovers' one-to-one dance. Feel, so when you put Phia together with L from So L and Sophia, you get Phila, which is Philadelphia. And there's that feel also. When you put the L with the Phia, you get feel. So feel a change, a delta perhaps, the twin flame Ia or spiral A, the crystal spiral being B here. So there's always this controversy about, which one's better, the spiral, the golden spiral, or the crystal spiral, right? So spiritual people will tell you that the crystal spiral is the organic, but the point being brought up here was that we're working with the dark and the light, and they work very well together, which came up in another message. So you'll hear that when that comes up. So the crystal ratio is 2, whereas the golden ratio is at 1.618. So the golden spiral, 1.618, and a sudden romance here with more curve. The crystal spiral, being number 2, was coming up as conception and longer, as opposed to more curved. So what was coming up, this is the 2 spirals together. All right, that's what was coming up for me. There's some doodles down below too that were coming up, just random doodles around the spiral that were coming up. But again, why can't we just all get along? Why can't we use both spirals and integrate them together? Integrate, right? Ground and integrate, transmute the energies. So the 27th is day 148, which that number comes up, I think it was the number 2 entry in Gematria, is miracles, or miracle. So 148, and I wrote Miracles Monday, and when you put 5-27-2024 into the computer, it comes up as a fraction, which was 9.1494656712E-05. But there are a lot of interesting numbers, and you notice all the 9s and 4s there, which several years ago, probably like 7 or 8 years ago, someone had said to me that the 9 and 4 were very lucky. So there's something about those numbers coming up, and they've been coming up a lot this week. So Also, 1.618 divided by 2 is 0.809, which is interesting, which is just about 81%, which 81 is the number used by the numerology book, The Divine Triangle, as far as right, the square of the one side of the triangle plus the square of the other side of the triangle equals the hypotenuse square, like literally squaring out from the line. And and each line is 9 years, and the end is age 81. So basically, after age 81, you're done your contracting it, and you can choose whether you want to come or go, basically. And that 81 was coming up here again, 81%. Okay, and this, when I was getting that miracles energy on Monday, I was writing. It was 12:37, and it was so weird outside. It was very stormy, but it would like just suddenly start pouring for like 20 seconds and then stop. And right there, I wrote "An angel got their wings" on my Instagram post, and it poured for 10 seconds, literally, right as I said that or wrote that. And then it happened again at 12:46 with something else. And I was just pouring again. It was kind of just off and on, a lot of crazy stuff. And energetically, this week too, there's definitely been a lot of frustration feelings coming up, and there have been a few tears coming up. Just not knowing why they're coming up, right? Energies that are coming up from the collective or from your subconscious or perhaps from your twin subconscious may be coming up right now. There may be some sexual energy as well coming up right now. And so we have, let's see. I think it was this one. So this is just the Rider mini deck here. I was just pulling random cards to see what kind of message would come up. So I'm going to give that to you. So I first had the Ten of Wands upright, and the underlying energy was Justice. Burdened Atlas, and then the underlying energy of the Hierophant or Taurus energy, given a choice or dark night walking away and not letting anyone stop them, not even Justice, Libra, or a judge. After the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, both upright here, or perhaps she has Cancer in her chart, or stuck in some kind of energetic exchange with marriage of twin or dark night, or Justice here, or Taurus, Scorpio, and Libra all upright. The dark night getting past a religious doctrine or some kind of commitment or contract, societal norm, but dark night here will get justice or walk right over a leader or power structure to get justice or get to a judge or Libra here. As the Ten of Wands is upright with the Two of Swords reversed and the Nine of Cups upright, pushing for a decision, for self-satisfaction, or to be happy with self, or to be happy by oneself. And then I pulled from the SIRIAN Starseed deck here. All right, so these again, this is all the underlying energy, and then they came out like this with the clarifiers, the Rider Waite. So the Eight of Pentacles was the underlying energy. As when I was shuffling, the Nine of Cups had fallen out, and then when I looked up, the Nine of Cups was on the bottom of the mini deck as well. Working hard to become single or get clear on what makes them happy, as the underlying energy was the Knight of Wands, the Three of Wands, Justice, the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, a lot of Wands energy here, but I think they were all upright. The Three of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles underlying after the Empress, Star, or Aquarius, Queen of Swords come together with the Six of Cups, which can be a soulmate or children or pets, just very loving, innocent energy, and the Knight of Wands present to or for justice of the Page of Wands and Queen of Wands, or Libra and Knight of Wands present to flame. And set to justice here. With the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands separated from the Page of Pentacles, an earth sign energy at work, which also could be an invitation or an opportunity there. Or the Queen of Wands manipulates the kids to stay. Or 3 fiery siblings, where the sister is very protective of the youngest, trying to keep bridges from being built over troubled waters by the Page of Pentacles, with an idea to line the steps with crystal or energize crystal, and or the entrance to the E-Tower, curious to envision or see what could come of it. And this could be someone experimenting with them too, to see if they could change energy, or they could do a little experiment here, or someone maybe feng shuiing the place. Or father or one child is very different from the rest of the family. The underlying energy is the destiny of the Empress reversed, and the Star upright, or Aquarius Queen of Swords upright, not coming together, or antisocial, or a bad influence, with the Queen, with the Six of Cups, kids or pets or innocence here, or blocking someone's contact with their kids. As the Seven of Wands, the Knight is 733, which is the Chariot and the Christ vibration again. And then 7, the Knight, I don't know why I keep wanting to say 7 when I want to say Night. So maybe 7 nights, which is 7 days, is a week. 7, saying 8 days a week, but I want to say 7. The Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands reversed, looking back at the injustice of the Page of Wands upright getting the Queen of Wands to do whatever they want them to. 2 hearts, heartbreak or separation here. Forgiving, apologizing to the Page of Pentacles upright, with the Eight of Pentacles reversed for the overwork, or that things didn't work out for them. Perhaps they didn't come together due to an illness, or kids saving for vacation, or didn't sleep, or awakening and rising above, coming out, with bad influences around, or drinkers or gossips, withholding or drained, playing hardball, or got burned but is rising above. There could be a Libra or 2 Libras, Taurus, Aquarius, and then Leo reversed here. The injustice of the King of Pentacles reversed, and a failure or need for attention, or under the radar stuck in conflicts or car issues, or needing a ride, with the Queen of Wands and King of Wands both upright here, and the foolish King of Cups reversed. Now you see that the King and Queen of Wands are right here together, upright in the underlying energy. The foolish King of Cups reversed, with the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community. Perhaps there's a lawyer here, or the Queen of Swords talking to the King of Wands and Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands doesn't look very interested, about the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community of wealth or abundance. Disappointed by choices, or one of infecting the bunch, the bad seed, so to speak. Or a red flag, or some spot regarding the Page of Pentacles student, or small assessment, or an attention to details here to end the war within. All fire here is upright, with the Empress reversed, along with the King of Cups and Pentacles. The King of Cups reversed could be an embarrassment, or could be driving. They could be depressed. There could be some alcohol issues there. A family, this could come up as a family trend coming to the surface. Perhaps the King and Queen of Wands feel like they're between a rock and a hard place, or the King of Pentacles and King of Cups, both reversed, are putting the 2 of them in the middle. The first card out is the Four of Swords reversed. Perhaps a death was announced, or a service, or dark night wake-up call, as the Knight of Swords reversed is not replying or holding their tongue, or Aquarius is lashing out in exile, or loud grieving, sad at a funeral. And again, this could be an ending of anything. It doesn't have to be a death. Or unable to rest or lay something to rest, or didn't work out and got the boot, or Scorpio call, waking the Knight of Swords reversed to come and get them, either hurt or left behind out in the cold, or sick, needing a ride or place to live, or at least stay the night. Overwhelmed, triggered, or just crying a lot, wide awake and being strong, taming the beast or pet, it's okay. As the Nine of Cups is upright and the light is streaming in, quiet, keeping to themselves around the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family or grieving situation. Perhaps someone or 2 perhaps got arrested or escorted home by the police with a warning. With Scorpio, Aquarius upright, Pisces, Capricorn reversed, and Leo upright, ending conflict or never-ending battle, and a split back and forth with the High Priestess reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, or kids mouthing off, right? Or telling secrets as well. Or after family always after them for not calling, now the family is not speaking to them or allowing them, they're allowing them to pay the price. So someone might have gotten left in jail overnight, or family getting clarity or information for the High Priestess reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, but mad and not talking to them. We have Scorpio and Aquarius coming in, and Pisces, Capricorn reversed, and Leo upright on the receiving end. Could be that Pisces and or Aquarius are kids, the Knight of Swords reversed and Page of Swords reversed, or maybe there's just one kid there. Could be the same kid. The Ace of Wands reversed and the Empress reversed, and the Knight of Wands upright, riding in to rescue or first responder, holding on, keeping calls close to their chest, or has been saving, being practical, destined to school the golden goose if they say one word. So it's like someone doing someone a favor, but if, it even could be like an ex. Like they'll come and bail you out. But if they say one word and start complaining or bitching about anything, I'm gone, like that kind of energy. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, with Taurus reversed, Libra and Capricorn upright, with the Empress reversed and the Emperor upright, the Knight of Wands upright with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and warning that Knight of Pentacles reversed to keep their mouths shut, tempted by the Emperor, or being coached when swearing in. Perhaps it's just the Empress reversed and the Emperor not getting along. She needs his help, but if she says one thing, he's out of there. The King of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, rejected or jealous emotional player, frustrated and or abuse between the Empress reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, perhaps a drunk ex at the home party, looking back and very pleased with themselves, maybe causing trouble on purpose, perhaps having to surrender keys to the King of Pentacles reversed and or the Hermit reversed, or could be a King of Pentacles with Virgo in their chart, or this could be a Knight of Pentacles as reversed as well. It could be 1 or 2 people. Perhaps an addiction, like father, like son, having gotten away with it in the past, and smug or some arrogance here. Starting over each time for dreams to come true, to heal for the 6 of Cups, or children, or pets, or soulmate, with sudden events, epiphanies, or a blow-up that's unexpected and gets tossed out, or forced to drop the act, face the fall or the music I'm getting now, break patterns, uncomfortable emotions of not being able to walk away this time. The worst is over of anxiety or jail time, or at least they're not there for long, or until the weather has passed. Forgiveness or an apology for waking them up to bail them out, or apologizing for causing a nightmare, or suffering in silence, or having to share, or be charitable, equitable, with the world upside down, or just being in another world, after working so hard, Atlas with the weight of the world, and the King of Swords in disconnect or at a distance, or just not seeing eye to eye or face to face with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, dependent, or one powerless or their own powerlessness, with the fallen angel and or angels, 9 of Pentacles reversed and Page of Cups reversed, or Saggy and Pisces both reversed, and the King of Swords who can't look at them, or just spent and rejected and not interested in a partnership, right? Or perhaps just not interested in doing anything together right now because they're pissed off at them. With the 3 of Pentacles upright and the Moon and the 6 of Swords reversed, at work or up early with deception and no peace, and the Queen of Cups not aligned or not working or working out, and the Wounded Warrior reversed surrenders their baton, their wands, their wounds, and their DNA, as or to the Page of Wands, to the Hermit reversed losing their mind or coming out without the light on, perhaps committing the Magician, or giving them a choice, having someone committed, or last rites or religious righteousness, with Virgo reversed, Taurus upright, and Gemini or Virgo upright, or kids having their parent committed, or must choose their school and commit to it now, or may not be able to make it happen after this. Seven of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Wands upright, implementing a plan of attack, or the Queen of Pentacles investing in yard work and enjoying the yard, as the Queen of Cups is investing in surrendering to the Page of Wands, child or pet, given a choice to commit to an institution or establishment, or be the magician and make their own way, or one who is old school and one who is new, or passing on the baton, the gavel, the diploma, the DNA, the shovel or rake, and leaving wounds behind. So now we're on the 28th, and there was a cardinal on my back deck that day, and the next day I saw cardinals too. So I guess that was yesterday. And they have been happily living in my backyard. Messier 83 came up, so check that out on my Instagram. That was also very detailed. Some really beautiful messages are coming through on Instagram. So I'd read below, because you're missing everything if you're not reading below and listening to the music with the message. It's really cool. So we have the energy, we're back to the 3.14 pi with the Empress, right? 3 is the Empress, 14 is the Patient Angel, the Temperance card, and then the reflection of 314 is 413, and the Father's transition there. And 1/8 has been coming up, which is 0.25, because 8.888 is 1111 divided by 125, and then 1/8 is 0.125. So those energies were coming up very clearly. And then again, the energy of the spiral too, and the golden spiral as 1.618. And the three of those, the 3.14 plus 4.13 plus 1.618 equals 8.888, which is then the 4 eighths, which is 32 in the journey. So, and on the 28th, there's a lot of crankiness coming up there. And actually something I worked very hard on for quite a while got deleted. I was like, really? I was very proud of myself. I actually did it again. And I was able to get it posted, but I was so disappointed because the first posting that I didn't get to post was so fluid and perfect, and I remembered most of it, but it didn't flow quite the same, but I dealt with it. So I pulled some tea leaves here, and the underlying energy, the flag came up to not lower your standards, and then the lily, which I'd posted a calla lily post this week as well, the spiritual love with man, and then torch and arrow came up here with the cards, but it literally came up in another location too as the flame and arrow, so same energy. And here it was coming up as spiritual development, that you are on the right path, the underlying energy of the heart, of love and deep affection. And again, I have two underlying energies because the deck is so big, I cut it in half and I pulled them separately. So the underlying energy with the flag, and then the calla lily, beneath that was the horse, and a short journey or walk through the forest with muddled, unclear thinking, and the broken bridge, perhaps some kind of unsuccessful outcome, like my message, to a problem that you couldn't retrieve it at that point. September tower and solid foundation, success with effort, the horse and the lion, or Saggy and Leo, Virgo and Scorpio, and lion, time to act. There is a bouquet of flowers here, perhaps compliments from an admirer, but turkey behaving stupidly, tempted to lower their standards. So again, remember, don't lower down your energy to somebody else, but allow them to raise theirs up. The torch is standing still, like the candle, versus the arrow, which has movement. And then the other underlying energy of the heart with love and deep affection. We then had the month of May with a ring and a marriage with a man that will take place. Angel guidance with stubborn, aggressive ram. Bag and ladder with balance, and the letter H and DNA were coming up, and climbing the ladder. Again, Jacob's ladder coming up. And then the underlying energy of the second pile under the heart of December, flute, disappointment, or a period of ill health or depression. And instead of fruit fly, I was getting flute fly, so I don't know if there is a fruit fly problem. Scales of balance of fruit, flowers, and or snakes. Bird, and a bird may be perched waiting for news. A package or letter. A broken wish with the camel, and camel came up in my Instagram message. That was important too. Or it came up with my message today again. So camel is came L, persevering to overcome, holding water as the gavel comes down. And again, C-A-M-E-L and then G-A-V-E-L, right? It is cam, C-am-L. So C is the Christ consciousness, it's the leap, it's the bridge. So it's that energy, C and that Christ, am, L. And then gavel is the G of God, which G versus T came up today, so check that out. G avenue is L, God's avenue of L. Right, so Christ is L, and it's God's avenue is L. Christ is L, God's avenue to bend the light, to see something at another angle. The horseshoe, and again, Mr. Ed, for good luck, and the Messier 83 that I posted with Sweetheart. I had posted the Callie too the night before and today. And then again, gold and crystal spirals, and there's that combination that goes so well together, right? Gold and diamonds, right? So the diamond ring came up. The angel is Rami, marrying both sides of themselves. Perhaps wearing something they wouldn't normally wear. Perhaps to test the energies out. The DNA ladder and H's, like I said, came up, and then lots of hearts and rainbow bridge that I also posted, and 2 flames with the pot of gold at the end. And then tulips was the last card here, which is like 2 lips, accepting great passion. So the underlying energy of the marriage, after the dragon bridge, from self-delusion and bridging with a ladder hanging from the middle, overcoming just to face another loss. February dragon overcomes but still sad. Wealth and broken bridges, gold and wood. Fair man with a handshake. Messier 83, let's make a deal. The sun, the fan, and the wind chime, and the rose, happiness and well-being, romance, celebration, peace and harmony, as romance is in the air. September, tower lion. September suddenly came in like a lion. And then the tankard, which is like the mug of celebration, looking back at Lion's Gate or graduation, and readying self for unexpected events. The kangaroo with unsettled times and needs to plan ahead. Or there could be a marriage. Let's make a deal as romance is in the air. The underlying energy of the ring and marriage that will take place with great good fortune, and the 4-leaf clover. As the stork is with good news of a birth or new opportunity with a younger man, and heartache over what you no longer have. Disappointment with some affair, and then the scissors. Perhaps cutting something out or feeling cut out, and a younger woman. Caterpillar, things will change as the elephant and the pig are on their way. A long journey could leave you wiser in the end. Beware of greed. The young woman and the fair man, and wise meeting with a stranger could be important here. Exposing pigginess or greed of a good thing in romance, a fan, and recognition, reward for merit, peace and harmony, and a fruit basket. Again, romance in the air for December, and a rose blooms. So there's a lot of romance coming up there. I show you that already? I don't know if I have the picture of this. Might have been one of those. Let's see, it's the wheel. I think this is just from the Rider-Waite. So, and I tell you most of the cards anyway, so I'll give you this one too. So this was on the 29th, yesterday at 4:34, and just the general energies coming up for you guys. And on my Instagram too, one of the messages, Libra had come up as Glebra, and then was being transformed into Gibraltar, which is Gibral or Libra with Glebra rearranged, comes up as Gibral, and then Tar is throne. So again, you can read my Instagram messages if you want more on that. But at 4:44, the underlying energy is the Wheel of Fortune, with the 5 of Wands upright, the 6 of Wands reversed, destined quest under the radar, or Atlas Falls. Keeping the golden goose in check, and then play, a need for attention and work, or perhaps a walk. Feeling disappointed and trapped or prisoner of weather or heart. The King of Pentacles takes a tumble with the 2 of Pentacles reversed and the Chariot reversed with the Knight of Swords reversed. Breaking patterns, paternal, of the Knight of Swords reversed on the warpath. Cancer and Gemini both reversed, or that energy's in their chart, or ex or car accident, or broken, lashed out, or got scammed and thought you were. Not sharing the inequity of long-term pain or ending pain, getting messaged or a massage, or dealing with a pain in the ass. And that can be your own pain in the ass. As the 9 of Pentacles is upright here, sovereign and single. As the King of Pentacles is dropping the facade or the act in a breakup, a breakdown, a break in, out, or through, not sharing long-term pain with the 9 of Pentacles. Sovereign person, whether that's their partner, their child, or somebody else who's independent, at home or in union, or without tools for a house or union, or a manipulator between the 9 of Pentacles sovereign catch and home plate, today and tomorrow, which today and tomorrow in who's on first. Today is home plate and tomorrow is the pitcher. The Page of Cups is reversed and the 10 of Cups reversed, vulnerable to unhappy family, or ending this emotional cycle of the King of Swords upright and the 4 of Swords reversed, not sleeping or rising above, or awakening and coming out, as the 4 of Pentacles reversed is coming out of the bat cave to fix or make amends to become the 9 of Cups, right, happy emotionally with themselves, and the 9 of Pentacles is at home, while the King of Swords is ending a cycle to find self-happiness, which represents that 9 of Cups. The Dark Knight bulldozes right through the 3 of Cups, family, friends, or Trinity, religious groups, or ties to the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community of wealth and abundance, to ground and integrate the Emperor reversed, who may be stepping down or in court or divorce, as the Emperor is reversed and Justice is upright with the Empress reversed on the other side. So there's definitely some kind of break here. But there also can be justice in a divorce or court, or the justice of both parents now gone, and maybe either they weren't nice people or they were just sick for a long, long time, and someone's finally getting relief there, which becomes the justice. So the Queen of Wands is upright with the High Priestess reversed, or some kind of secret passion without peace, needing clarity to assess worth of what was given or offered. The Divine Feminine reaping rewards, or the constant gardener in need of sunshine, sun, or drained and got burned, or needs a vacation, or to distribute some money, needing strength or weakened by the King of Cups upright at night, or kids or pets acting up, or the King of Cups Cancer with Leo in their chart, or sun's going down and the moon is going up, and long ago someone left with the cup, but they're driving and striving and hugging the turns and thinking of someone for whom he still burns. And that's Cake, for those of you who don't know. He's going the distance, and that's the name of the song. The 8 of Wands reversed in a heated exchange, the 2 of Cups 1-to-1, ghosting the wounded warrior, to meet 1-to-1 with Jenny from the block, the neighborhood, the world. Pisces are divine feminine, with lots of options and dreams, with even bigger cups coming in, the Holy Grail. From the Page of Pentacles upright, with an invite or sparkly things, post-war within. The first card out here was at 524, which is the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands, is the Devil reversed and the Star reversed. Not a great combination, but detoxing depression or devilish arrogance, walking away from the Six of Cups reversed, kids acting up, or taking a walk under the moon as the past memories return. A wake-up call or first responders and sudden event, or the alarm goes off really loud, or sudden announcement behind the Queen of Swords is back. With Capricorn reversed, Aquarius both upright and reversed, and Scorpio upright here, the Queen of Swords is speaking at work or about co-creating, with the Queen of Pentacles with a lineup or not working to get over some emotions. She's not working in order to get over some emotions, or just taking a pause, or the Queen of Pentacles is sitting pretty while he is overworked and over it, suffering in silence or dealing with a sister, the Nine of Swords reversed, a nightmare of the Knight of Wands reversed, and suspended animation or paralyzed by their fears if they return back to the present, or returning a gift. The Hermit upright shining a light on negativity or verbal vomit, or the Hermit with the Page of Swords reversed, waiting for the Knight of Wands reversed to be present before they can start, or gifting each other with their presence. The Hermit in the snow, or the Page of Swords reversed, snowing them. So there could be a snow job here. With the Knight of Wands reversed, wasted, or teenage wasteland. The King of Pentacles reversed, without a choice. With the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, at church or place of worship, or the all men's club, or a gathering to hear what the establishment has to say. Perhaps the Hermit never replied, preoccupied, perhaps looking for someone at a service, but they didn't show up. All the young ones are in a negative place here, as the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles are both upright, perhaps Virgo and Taurus, or Aquarius and Virgo. As the Seven of Wands upright, with Temperance and the Knight of Cups reversed, stands up to fallen angel, Knight of Cups reversed, or loses their patience to or with the Knight of Cups reversed, or the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups both reversed are fighting in front of the speaker or fighting in church or the place of worship about the Aquarius reversed and Page of Swords reversed, Capricorn or Taurus, Knight of Pentacles reversed, who may be talking when they're supposed to be quiet, or Hermit or Virgo is ignoring them. Perhaps they're supposed to be keeping them, quiet or under control in this place where they're supposed to be quiet, or seen as not parenting the children, cutting to the chase, or clearly fool and loyal friend are now free, or choosing the fool's journey, leaving the wounded warrior's path behind. As the Ace of Wands is reversed and dousing the flame, the fire, the cigarette, the last straw, as a spark of awareness, an aha moment, as the Page of Wands, or Christed, rise to inspire, excite energies, to help recover or warm up those out in the cold, burdened by the weight of the world, encouraged to leave their hard work behind, to be inspired instead, with Hercules to give Atlas a break. Or someone has seen the light and is ready to do the work. Free, skipping with the sun at their back, the fool from the side at the edge of the cliff. But from another perspective, like looking at them head on, he's the hanging man with an aura of sunshine behind his head, doing a jig in front of a tree, a pole, or intersection. And from the other side is the Page of Wands in a desert, but you can't see any edges, just a pyramid scene or scheme, and inspiring his friend, the little man, walking with a big stick. And what did I describe in the beginning? The little boy. Walking with a big stick, seeing those before him who have ended it all. So there may be some suicide in someone's family and not wanting to, keep that pattern going. And somebody leaving, feeling their burden, the other people's burdens, but the weight. But it's like putting like they left the wounded warrior behind, and now they're starting to feel their burden and put the weight right back on their shoulders. Or maybe someone who lost weight feels like because they get into these emotions, then they put the weight right back on. Or after finally getting rid of it at 555. Okay. So now we have so now I did some quick messages with my Lenormand, Reverie, and Kipper deck, which is combined, so it's 2 decks in one. So I'm going to show you both pictures. They're just quick card pulls. This one, and then this one. Okay, so you have the pictures. The underlying energy, and this was at 7:02 yesterday, is the 35 is the Wounded Warriors, the 9 of Wands, and the card is the Pathway lined with butterflies. The 29 of the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Change, and the 5 of the Mature Man. The Wounded Warrior's path lined, and remember the line is 2 dots with an arc between. With transformation, transmuting as we go, the 3 of Wands today, the gift of truth, and present to the now moment, or 0 point, inside a beautiful wooded path, as within so without, now becomes a new car or home, or hermit now across the street, a new dirt path and stone gardens amidst trees, or around the bend, knock down some trees to build an office, or going back somewhere in time, with cobblestone streets and arched windows and apse, she looking at the window for his arrival, a changed, mature man of the world, right, who took the show on the road. 6 to 4 and 9 to 5, or 25 or 6 to 4, up all night to see the sun come up, to see sunshine come to work and spin his world, or a surprise trip. The hermit drives the Hierophant's world, about to take a spin or send a messenger off, over the rainbow to the 9 of Cups, or magical journey of self-discovery. Bad health or group healthcare issues here, whether at home or in hospital, a message comes in, delivered by a nurse perhaps, or going the distance. Through rain, through snow, sleet, and hail, the postman shall complete their appointed rounds. Godspeed, perhaps FedEx or snail mail, sealed as not to be opened except for the addressee. The vehicle shaded as not to see through, and yet it's been opened. Or did the glue disintegrate? The magicians or alchemist group depends on bad health to get their message across. Confidential patient records sealed from the patient. Message to sender. Has this message or package been tampered with? Does it say what it was meant to say? How many hands have touched in transition? The seal's broken. Return to sender. A broken promise, contract, or secret. How do you know if it's packaged all pretty and ready to go? Or is there a new will hidden by one who's got their hands on it, or got the key to the drawer? Going back to the old way of doing things. Once received, you can't take back, which, you know, in this our mail, you can take everything back, right? But do you really? It ends up everywhere. So we have 16 here with the 6 of Cups and Supernova, or Child Stars event. Water signs all here for the best fireworks ever. At 23, the 7 of Wands and the King of Wands at 7:41, which is actually the time I had woken up yesterday, which is the Chariot and the Ace of Cups. +2, +3 of the 23 of the King of Wands. And 2 again is the High Priestess, and 3 is the Empress, but 2 and 3 were coming up in a different way this week. The 2 is coming up as the Taurus. 2 are us, like kids are us, 2 are us. And then 3 is coming up in the Trident as Tride, ENT, which is the humanoid talking tree, and it's 7:02 on the clock. Standing up to kids to clean their own messes and half-eaten food on tables. With 11 and 777, full house and sudden wealth, and the 3 keys of alchemy. And there's that circled 11 again. Two are us, and tried the humanoid talking tree or the living library as a marriage takes place. Perhaps a letter or document given or found on one's deathbed. Perhaps some last-minute changes or special message never read. A tower moment for the Six of Cups Cancer to Scorpio and Pisces, or 3 separate letters, playing slots, or doggy treats container that really paid off, hitting the jackpot. Two are us, and tried ENT, not EMT or DMT or ear, nose, and throat, and not toys, but a humanoid talking tree, JC, which is the torus. It represents movement of the toroidal field. JC to top dog, and the island of misfit toys. But again, two are us, and 3D temple is explosive. No texting, just Neith and ditto, me and my shadow, walking like an Egyptian, one equal and congruent to Christed to the top for time out. And remember Christed because I have a representation of that which really came out cool. So Christ is CH of horsepower, and wrist is the cross, literally. And then we have ED for Mr. Ed, or extra dimensional. Horsepower R or is the capital T. And the capital T is the singularity, because if you look at the T from the top down, you're going to see a circle with just a dot in the middle. So T equals O with a dot in the middle. And wrist is the cross, but capital T is the ultimate cross, right? Top dog. The Tower of Babel, and no time out like the present. The High Priestess crossing, or the cross. We have the cross versus the grid. So the cross is the plus sign, the grid is the window, and the instep here of now and present, and the horsepower risen, where T equals the singularity, or the sun sign of the circle with the dot in the middle, and G is actually C and little t, which represents you. So you're little t, not big T. And the C is the leap to source. So G is really you guys. So you are the little gods leaping to top dog, the one. The C and the little t, and the T equaling the tree, the family tree, and the circle with the dot is the canopy of the trees, and the little t is the little sun leaping to the big central sun, right? And then we have the little g and the big G too, where the C and the little t, which then becomes the 0, becomes a 6. The little guy, 6, reaching out for the number 9, or his higher self, where T equals the singularity and G equals 6. TG is Thanksgiving, yeah, but it's also a circle with an I in it looking for what's missing. And number 9, little g raised up to meet the 6, right? So if you have a 6 and a 9, if you have a 6 and a 9 like that, and they get raised up, then this arm will drop and they'll be facing each other, right? 9 to 9, so to speak. So 6 is mini T, at 9 is mini G, where he bears the cross, but she goes underground, because he is the cross and she is the grid. He is the present, she is the gift. He present at the intersection, she gifted on grid. Together they rise as the 6 and the G, or the 6 and the 9. When they rise up, both legs fall down and they become the circle with 2 eyes. But it looks like one has a patch over it. And to his surprise, they see eye to eye. But hers you can't see. That's why one eye looks different than the other, because the left eye is etheric. And even if they don't rise and just roll a bit, well, then it becomes the S, as Sophia carrying the twin eggs inside of her. Sophia carries the twins until they see they're just spiraling, which is the same as a circle. So you see she and he, and Sophia's he's and he's, until he sees in Christo Sophia, Sophia Christed. So then I was getting all these drawings of how Christed breaks down. And ultimately what it comes out to is this. And I was watching this too on Robert Edward Grant on the pyramids and stuff. It was really interesting. He's very, I don't know how people remember all the stuff that they spout out, all the numbers and calculations. But we have Christed is this, literally in parentheses, 2 worlds, one with 1 dot and one with 3, and the intersection between them, all right? So here's this 2-world energy of Christed, okay? And in one world we have a single perspective, and then the other world we have 3 different perspectives. And then it was coming up as the way it was converting down here at the bottom, it was converting into the circle and the square, right? The window and the plus sign here, but it was coming up as the masculine, the circle and the square, right? This is the canopy of the tree, and then I guess the root or the trunk. The 3 dots were coming up as the root, and this being the top of the tree. And then it was coming up as the whole circle, as this is the top of the tree, and this is the root of the tree. This is the, right, the masculine and feminine energies, right? He and she. Top of the tree and the root of the tree, he and she. Elect Ed. To be mutable, transmutable, she. So she's got the 3 dots on her side, and the roots have 3 dots. But the masculine has 1 dot on his side, as well as the canopy of the tree, right, the protector. So he's the pro. He stands there and holds the weight of the world, and she's the elect, or the electrons, and Ed, to be mutable and transmute. So some really cool energies. So this is just a bigger picture of what was coming up there, right? So here's the top of the tree, the canopy, and the roots. Here's the feminine 3, and then the masculine on this side of the protons and the electrons kind of energy. And one is the gift, one is the present. 2 worlds, one came up as the circle squared, and the circle squared is the square, but really becomes the diamond, which then becomes the Merkaba, which came up in my Instagram post today, so check that out. All right, so remember that T equals the singularity, the O with the dot in the middle, and G is C and little t, which is the human aspect of God, right? So when we called gods way back when with Olympus and the Titans, obviously they weren't God, they were gods, right? Part of God. And what else? Yeah, so it was interesting that the circle and the square came up because it's that energy of 0 with the 2 above it is the same as the square. So very interesting the way it's coming up. And what also came up was, because I was also looking at the words now and present is pre-sent, or P, which is the housing regarding the S of Sophia and the ENT. So again, the talking tree and Akashic records coming up again. And then at 1019, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the sun, in present, PR means temple, and E, capital E means temple. So we have like temple, 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 with S, which is Sophia, and capital M, which is my code for Christ, and then T, which is top dog. So we have that Christos Sophia, God kind of energy, and 3 temples there. But 2 temples are the same, 1 temple is different. And then also present is pre-sent. Right? So being present it's like you're coming back to the present from the past or back from the future, right? Pre-sent. And then we had this stuff about messages coming in, something that was pre-sent. So it got distorted by the time it got to whoever it was meant to get to. And then ditto was coming up as well. The house, E-S-E-N-T, temple, temple, S, temple. Maybe someone's at a temple game. And then garden, garden was also coming up there, which is coming up as the Golden Gate, Route 66. And again, then the parentheses with the 2 worlds in it and the plus sign between at the intersection of where 2 worlds meet. The Golden Gate, row your boat to infinity and beyond. The gatekeeper's portal, 0 point. There you go. All right, so here's I had a little message I posted on Instagram, but I'll give it to you because it was really short. It's the word gift, G-I-F-T, which is G-if-T. Through gifting and breaking down the G, little t leaps to big T by chakra system lowercase I, sharing and taking steps of digamma, which I'll show you the picture in a minute, the twin flame waves of grain. God's reign when little t takes their power back and turns on. The gift of light when the moon eclipses the sun to show them how bright they are or how bright they shine. The lambda leap or lambda father leap where little sun reaches out to central sun, the big tree who talks to humanity on the whispering bench. Okay, and I finished posting that right at 12:21. So that's this one right here. So you can look at the drawings as to where that came from. And again, from the word gift. And I posted something today too, if you want to check that out on Instagram, you can, but that's this little blurb here too. Okay, the energy of the heart squared becomes the open book, which is the Akashic library of the heart, which the open book squared then becomes the two angels synchronized in flight, or that more etheric energy. The O squared becomes the diamond, right? The circle squared becomes the diamond or square. The diamond squared becomes the Merkaba merging into spin, where then one squared, where one comes up as who, and then the squared two comes up as what, as in who's on first and what's on second. But here it's watt, as in watter, one who watts, energizes. So 1 squared equals 4 squared because 4 is L1. So now we have watt for the squared, 2, and L, which is the light, and then 1. So 1 squared is 1, but we have 2 of watt and the light. So that 4 squared then equals 88 because 8 plus 8 is 16. So it's not coming up as 16, but 8 and 8 because 148 was coming up as miracle. And again, they're all in line because the heart references the circle, references the same energy of the 1 squared, of the who. Who do we appreciate was coming up as REC8. And then who, as in HU, is the humans, are G referencing 8 or great. Who do we appreciate and who are great? So again, the energy of the 1, the energy of the 4, the square, and then the energy of the 8, or in this case, the double 8s here. And then again, it goes from like the 8 to the double 8s of the Merkaba spin. And then the 148 is where the miracle happens, making the Merkaba spin. So it's just really cool the way that came up. Okay, guys, I will just pick a quick card from Messages of Love. And then let you go. We're at 128.11, which is the Magician, the Twin Flames, and the High Priestess. How do you like that? You like them apples. All right, for the best and highest good of all is concerned, what is the takeaway from all of today's messages? What do you need to hear? What is the message? Forgiveness, forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. This is coming out like water. This relationship is moving towards sacred union. Marriage. Children are important to this partnership. Okay? And release, radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. Past life love, your soul remembers this intense connection. The bottom of the deck is abundance. You've done the work. Abundance is now flowing to you. After passion, try something you've never done before. So that's going away from the situation. You've done the work, and now abundance flows to you. So really beautiful message for you guys. Okay, don't forget the water, the rest as best you can, and joy and nature. It's beautiful out. And rise and be loved, guys. I'll see you next time. Have an amazing day and week and month if I don't see you.